Hi, you guys. Today we are going to do a fun experiment because I'm getting used to using StreamYard to go live on YouTube. And I've gone live now, like, I don't know, 6 times or something in the past couple of weeks. And I love talking with everybody in the chat. And I'm like, it would be so much more fun if I could just like pull you on stage with me. And so that's what we're going to do today. Going to be super casual. There's like not really a plan other than that. And just chit chat, see what's going on in your world and see how this works. Good morning, Patsy. Good morning, Mike. All right, cool. Pull some comments up on the screen. All right, so Patsy says, really cool, Brooke. Thank you, Patsy. I'm happy you're here. And Audacity Training with Mike. Hi, Brooke. Hi, Mike. So excited you're here too. So who wants to join me first? I did drop a link in the chat. Can you see it? Or do I need to paste it again? Let me see. I'll put it again in the chat. All right, cool. Patsy's in the house. All right, you guys. So I see that there's 5 of you watching now. Good morning. In the chat thread, there's a link, okay? You click on that and it'll bring you backstage, and then I will see you on my end. Then I can approve you, and then you're gonna come on stage with me, okay? So we're just gonna see how this goes. Like I said, I'm experimenting with the equipment here. I noticed that when I pull up a comment, it's like comes up to my chin, so just lowered my desk. Good morning, Lauren. Oh, thank you. Lauren says, your setup looks beautiful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. This is my home office in my living room. All right. So Patsy's on stage.
Can you guys? Hey, you.
Good morning.
Hello, Brooke. It's great to see you.
You too.
And be in your presence.
Aw, it's so good to see you. We haven't been like on Zoom in months, right?
Yeah, quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, a little bit clamped here. I didn't expect that emotion.
Aw. So, Patsy, everybody, this is Patsy DeLay.
Hi, everyone.
She is an amazing, amazing human being. I've known Patsy for what, a couple of years now? 2?
August 2023, yeah.
Yeah, so like 2 years. She's an alumni client, and she's doing wonderful, wonderful things. So, Patsy, what's going on in your world today? Tell us about it. And well, Mike, just 1 second. Mike, I do want to acknowledge that I do see that you joined backstage after I chit-chat with Patsy a little bit. I'll bring you in.
Well, this morning I had the I don't want us. And so I gave myself permission to stay in bed a little longer than normal. And I just got up and got dressed, and I'm like, what's this notification? And I'm doing a collaboration with an individual actually on StreamYard on the 25th. And he's got the whole makeup, and I'm like, oh, wow, now Brooke's doing it too. I'm going to check it out, because who knows, we never know really what our future holds. So it's like, cool, I'm going to get in there and I'm going to say hi to my Brooke. I haven't seen you or talked to you forever.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
So we're in New Hampshire and in the motorhome, and we're not traveling until fall.
Nice.
So that's that.
That's awesome.
So good to see you.
It's so good to see you too.
The only thing that's missing is a little bit of music.
Right? I know. I was
a little reggae.
That's funny that you said that, because I was actually like 5 minutes ago, I was thinking, I wonder if I can play music in the background, but then I'm like, wait, but you got to worry about the copyright.
So no, I was just teasing, because I know you like some music, and it just brings back fun memories. Oh, and there's Bill. Say hi to Brooke.
Brooke.
You're live on YouTube.
You're live on YouTube, Bill. He's like, oh, good for me.
You didn't expect that when he woke up today.
Okay, so I have to mute now because he's dealing with the tanks.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you for being my first guest live on stage, Patsy, and have an awesome day.
Bye, honey. Love you. Peace out.
Peace out. All right. Now we're going to bring in Mike. Good morning, Mike. You are on stage. Can you hear me?
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
There's a lot of lag or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly.
Because it like comes back to me like 3 or 4 seconds later.
Oh,
Maybe it's me.
I wonder if it's because you're on stage and also watching at the same time.
I put these on thinking it might help, but
Well, we'll go with the flow.
oh, that could be. Should I not be watching?
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe try closing that
Okay.
window out.
I mean,
and see if you
it's
can
working. It's just a delayed, you know.
Yeah. Anybody else in the chat? Like, Lauren, does it sound like a delay to you? Because on my side, it sounds perfectly fine.
Well,
Lauren says, I love music too. Epidemic Sound has great tunes, copyright free. Yes, I've heard that.
it's probably something in my setup.
Yeah. Patsy says, awesome. Lauren says, no delay. Okay, good to know. And Patsy says, sounds good. Cool. Yeah, Mike, I think it's probably just the
Good.
maybe having like the 2 windows open.
Yeah. Okay.
She doesn't hear a delay. Is that okay?
What a cool idea.
Thank you.
That's a great idea.
Thanks to you for joining so many of my live streams. I think you've been to every single one, right? Oh, there is a delay.
I think so.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
think I got late to one of them, but yeah, I think so.
Well, I appreciate you being here, and I actually got this idea
I feel like I must be on the moon or something where there's like a delay.
Yeah. Did you try closing that window out?
Sorry, bad humor.
No, it's okay.
Which window?
Like, are you watching the live stream on one tab and then joining me backstage on another tab?
I don't think so, but let me check.
Okay. I think that might be the problem.
Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, I think I fixed it.
Okay. Testing.
Maybe not. No, I have no audio. I had YouTube open in another tab, and then I had StreamYard open in this tab. So
okay, that's probably the thing.
Probably doing something, but now I don't hear anything. So let me get back here.
I wonder, can you try closing out the YouTube window and just?
I've never used StreamYard before.
You never used it? Now I hear the delay, or I can tell that the delay is going that way.
Okay. Take these off.
Okay. Lauren says,
okay.
Side by
now
side,
I got you.
Very crisp and clean. Cool. Thanks, Lauren. Thanks for letting me know.
Sorry about that. I think I'm back.
That's okay. I hear you fine.
That's the beauty of doing a live, right?
Exactly. This is exactly what I wanted to do, because I wanted to just work out the tech glitches and the kinks and see how it works and experiment live with real people.
Absolutely. There you go.
Yeah. So this is very cool. One thing I noticed is that, so I think this is like my third or fourth time using StreamYard. There's so much you can do. It's really cool. I love it because I went live twice with the YouTube Studio, just built-in live streaming feature. And on the second time, I was like, I can't, like, it's super basic, but I like to screen share. I want to pull up comments. Like I want, so it's like, I was like, I need to get something else. And so I got StreamYard because I've just heard a lot of good things about it and I love it so far. And yeah,
awesome.
this looks super cool. And I just learned, so like on previous live streams, when I would pull up comments, like how I have Lauren's comment pulled up here, it was a different color. It was like a purple color. And so I went in and I was able to customize it, just so you know. So you can customize the look of chats and stuff, like comments. So I just made it white and black because I like that better. So I'll take that off. Okay, so yeah. So Mike, first of all, thank you again for being here. Now
Gosh, thanks for the invite, man. This is just fun.
Yeah. I'm like, you have such a cool studio. Like you look like you're like a legit professional YouTuber. Like your channel is like, you have like what, 9,000 subscribers, and yeah, you've been doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been slow growth, but it's growing.
Slow growth too, all day long. Slow for me. But we're going forward, right?
That's the important thing.
Yeah. So tell us about your channel and why you've been doing YouTube, and yeah, what's going on in your world?
Well, I started teaching audio software called Audacity back in 2019. A friend of mine, we were talking, and she said, you know, Doc, you should be teaching this stuff. They used to call me Doc back then, the web doctor. Anyway,
cool.
She said, you need to be teaching this stuff. So I experimented with it. I created a little course, and then the course grew, and then I created a second course for audiobook narrators, and it just kind of started to take off. That was like in 2018, 2019.
Wow.
And then in 2020, when the pandemic hit, it really took off. At the peak, I had about 5,000 students in my courses. So
wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then that started the YouTube channel about the same time. Really started working it. It was there before, but I really started working it about that time. And so that's kind of where it came from, you know, and the equipment stuff just accumulated slowly out of my business, and was able to buy a few things here and there, and, you know, the rest is history. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good ride.
I love that. That is so cool. I love how you used your business, like the revenue that you were making, to then buy equipment and upgrade, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think it's so important because I think so many times, like, beginners feel like they have to buy all of the equipment first.
Right.
And you totally don't. Like, just start with what you have.
Yep.
Like, I preach that all day long. Like, I'm 2 years into YouTube, and I'm still making videos on my iPhone and on my desktop computer.
That's all you need.
That's all you need. And I'm actually like, so I'm super, super, super close to getting monetized, like from YouTube, like the YouTube partner program. Like, I'm like,
that's awesome.
It's like, it's going to happen any day now. And when I do, my present to myself is going to be upgrading my equipment. So it's like, yeah, let your business growth pay for your upgrades.
Right.
So I love that. And so
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just agreeing, you know, you got to let it grow slow, because that's real growth.
Yep.
You know, and that's important to do. I mean, you can buy all the stuff, but like you said, all you need is a phone. I mean, I started with my laptop on the kitchen table and the little cheap camera that was in it way back then, you know, and people watched.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Because it's not about like the quality of the camera equipment. It's about what you're doing, the message, right? Like what you're talking about and what, yeah.
So I started a second channel called Mike in Real Life.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And I haven't really done much with it yet, but I plan to. And, you know, it's just, that's where I'm going to use just what I have. I'm going to use the iPhone. It's going to be a lot of outside stuff, videos. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to just doing real life stuff instead of techie stuff.
That's really cool. You know, you and I, now that we're talking about this, we actually have kind of a similar journey, because some of the first videos on my channel were more like tech tutorials, because I'm super into just everything online and tech, and like learning, like I'm constantly learning how to use new tools, like this, StreamYard. It's like, I need another tool. Let me learn how to use it. And I just like to like learn as I go and then screen share or test live like this. But yeah, I love like just recording videos where I'm sharing my screen and showing like, click here, do this, and this is how I use it, and blah, 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 blah. Like I really like that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's my channel's like evolved into something else. And now it's like, I don't do as much of that anymore, but I still like to, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of why I started the second channel. You know, I wanted a different outlet to be able to talk about life, you know, real life, things that are really happening, you know, not techie stuff. As much as I like techie stuff, that's not who I am.
Yeah.
So yeah. This is cool, man. I mean, this is the way to learn right here. This is how you learn. You just jump in and start using it, especially live. I mean, I do the same thing with Ecamm Live. It's new to me. And you just jump in and do it and make mistakes, and you learn that way. You know, you become more proficient. You become better at what you're doing, you know, with all the mistakes that happen. And lives are so fun. You just can't control it.
I know. Awesome. They like lives take on a life of their own. Like they have their own energy. I feel like it's just really fun. I like how it's just like unscripted, just go with the flow.
Oh yeah.
See what happens, because it's like you get to engage with the audience in real time. When you're sitting down and you're filming a video by yourself, you're talking to the camera by yourself. Right. There's no like real time interaction. So that's what I love so much about going live. Like it's just super fun. I did notice when I've watched back a couple of mine, I tend to like shake my desk because I get excited. And then the camera, my computer's like, ah. So I just did that. So I'll try to stop that. But let's see. We've got some questions here. Lauren says, what's your flavored water today? So this is not sponsored, by the way, but I'm drinking a coconut LaCroix. I love this flavor. I try all the different flavors of LaCroix, and I always think I'm going to like the next one better. And I always keep coming back to the coconut. So this is my favorite. Let me take a sip. Do you guys like LaCroix? And you know what? I go through phases. Like during the winter, I really don't like to drink it, but during summer I do. I feel like I'm getting like a special treat or something. And then Lauren also said, StreamYard should compensate you. I'm sold. Thank you. Well, there is a referral link in the description box. So when you click on it, if you want to try StreamYard, you actually get $10 off. So try it and get $10 off. And that's how I'll get compensated. Thank you, Lauren. Patsy says, Brooke, that's what I've experienced as a guest on StreamYard as a guest. Oh, I forgot what I said now. Patsy, what were we talking about? Does anybody else remember? Mike, do you remember? Because I don't.
No. It was more than 5 minutes ago.
And Lauren says, yes, Mike's setup looks very professional. Yeah, Mike,
thank you.
You look like super legit. Like you look like you have like 1 million subscribers by now.
It took a lot of years. And no, I don't have 1 million subscribers. I wish.
You will. When you just keep going, you will. Patsy, when going live, do you lose track of time? Yes. It's like entering a time warp. Total time warp. Brooke, you've started a great trend. Just jump on live, bring on viewers, be brave. Yeah. Let's do that. I would love to do this more often. This is really fun.
You should do this every day.
That would be awesome. Rob the Maritimer's here.
Rob.
Good morning, Rob. You want to come on? Click on the link if you want to come on stage with us.
Come on, Rob.
So many options. Can you, Patsy, finish your question? Can you what? Rob says, this is cool. Is this StreamYard? Yes, Rob, this is StreamYard. This is my first time testing out bringing guests on stage with me, because every time I've gone live, I've been having so much fun in the chat, and I'm like, I want to like pull you guys up, you know, because it's like, it's one thing to read comments and reply, but it's like, I just want to be able to like talk back and forth, you know? So yeah, Shane's here. Hey, Shane. I know you mentioned you wanted to come in. So you guys, if you're just joining, let me know. Can you still see the link in the chat to join, or should I drop it again?
I think it's way up there. You might want to drop it again.
All right, let's drop it again.
How many people can you have in here at a time?
Up to 10.
Wow.
I believe. Yeah. So there's the link. If you guys want to come on, just press the link, follow the instructions. It'll take you backstage, and then I'll click you on. Let's try this. Patsy came back. Let's bring her in. Now we've got 3.
Wow, nice.
Yay!
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Bill was emptying the septic tanks from our RV. We're gypsies.
Yeah. Patsy is
She
so
does-
cool. Like, she lives in an RV. Tell us about it.
Oh, 3 years ago, my husband and I always want to do this. And 3 years ago, I guess, yeah, because we've been traveling for 3 years. I asked Bill to just check the bills that we put out into somebody else's pocket and said, do you think we could go ahead and buy the RV, or at least, get a loan and make payments and start traveling the country? He's in remission from cancer. We never know when our time is done. So we've been traveling for 3 years. And I've been slowly, so as you're talking and sharing, I've been slowly graduating with what I can afford. And right now it's affording the luxury of going around the country, meeting people, and loving on strangers and doing what I do. Yeah, so it's been a lot of fun. New Hampshire considers us homeless, but I don't care. Let them.
Let them, exactly.
I don't care. I definitely surrender from other people's thoughts and beliefs. It has been joyful and fun. And right now we're connecting with family. And I have my 4-year-old granddaughter, who is the light and joy of my why of being a coach on the road. So that's a quick little synopsis I can give you, Brooke. Thanks for putting me on stage.
You bet. Thank you for being here. Oh, this is so fun. We got 2 more joining.
Oh, nice.
Rob.
Hello. How we doing?
And we've got Shane.
Hello.
All right.
Good morning. Let's chat.
Hello, everybody.
Thanks for being here. This is so fun.
It's so much easier than typing.
Just hang on a
Right?
sec.
This
This
is
is
so
so
great.
cool, Brooke. I didn't know you could do this with StreamYard, quite honestly.
Yeah, I just figured it out. And so I'm like, let's test this live.
That's what my coach mate says, that StreamYard has so many options. That's where the broken sentences were happening. When chatting, I need to remember to refer to what the topic is and then respond to make it easier on the host, because you are like 5 minutes ahead of where I chatted from beforehand.
Right. Yeah, Rob, I know, like I've seen you do that too, where you go to follow up on the comments and then it's like you're behind because you've been answering one question, right?
That's a big problem that I have. If I'm bad at that, like I'm bad at trying to. I tend to answer long, like I'll give long-winded answers, and then before I know it, I'm 30 minutes behind in the questions, and then it's like, how do I read them all? And anyways, live and learn. It's fun.
It's
Rob,
fun.
your channel is so good.
Yeah.
Your
Appreciate that, Mike.
is
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
I think I learned something from you guys earlier. The delay thing. I think what it is if you have your YouTube open and the stream. So I didn't know what to expect when I clicked the link. So I now have 2 copies of this going, but I muted the YouTube channel and I'm just listening to the StreamYard. So I think maybe that's it, and maybe you shouldn't even look, because I think there is a delay between the 2.
Got it.
There is. That's exactly what happened to me. I ended up closing the YouTube tab out completely and just left the StreamYard one open.
Okay, that's smart. I left YouTube open. I didn't know if I closed that, might I get kicked out or something, but I guess that would make sense that I wouldn't.
Nice. Good to know. So now we know, because we've heard from 2 people now, like how to troubleshoot that, right? So if you're going to be a guest, don't have YouTube open. Don't be watching the show that you're also participating on at the same time, right? Because then you're going to have that like lag. So very cool. And Rob, you live streamed from a boat this weekend?
I tried to, but the boat wouldn't start, so I went back to the beach.
Okay, cool. That's still cool. I wanted to make it, but my daughter has swim class on the weekend, and so yeah, I missed your live. But
oh, yeah. No worries. It's fun. I like doing the thing is what I've learned is I've done these impromptu, like let's just go live, but if I do that without scheduling it first, for some reason the live chat replay doesn't get saved, and then when people are watching it on the replay, the live chat that happened during the live is gone. So can't really do, well, I guess you can still, go live without planning it. But if you do, the chat won't be saved. Anyway, that's my experience. Maybe there's something I'm doing wrong, but so.
Did you dig around? Did you dig around with the settings?
I tried, maybe not enough.
Okay. Cause I know that you're using Ecamm Live, but I did have to dig around the settings on this one, or was it in YouTube Studio? You know what? I'd have to go back and look. It was either YouTube Studio or within StreamYard somewhere. There's a setting where it's like, yes, save the live chat replay. Like I remember having to toggle that on. Yeah, you do have to do that in YouTube Studio for sure. It's just that actually when I go live, when I'm not in my office, I don't use Ecamm because that only works on the MacBook. So I didn't take that with me. I just went live from the phone, and I guess my options were going live on YouTube directly, or I used a program called Prism Live, which tended to work a little bit better, both free. But yeah, and I've tried it both ways, and either way, it did not save the chat. So it's like you have to set it up as a scheduled thing first, make sure you have that toggled on, that you want the chat replay saved, and then you can join. Anyways, again, if anybody knows how to do that without scheduling it ahead of time and ensure that's toggled on, I'd love to hear it. I would love to hear it too, because I really like to go live just like impromptu instead of scheduling it. But yeah, so I don't know. I guess I've done kind of half and half now. But I used to, so going live on YouTube like this, I've just been doing recently. But I used to go live on Facebook all the time. Okay. I started doing that 3 years ago, and so I've gone live like hundreds of times, maybe even well over 1,000. But I did all of that was just impromptu. Like I got like an impulse, like I got something to say, and I would just hit the live button and just blah, 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 and then that's it, and that's it. But going live on Facebook is like totally different than going live on YouTube, because I feel it's not as, or maybe it's just because I was doing it from my phone. I don't know. Like I would see people come on and be like, oh, hey, Patsy's been to many of my Facebook lives. I would just call out names as I saw people watching that I knew, but like it wasn't like a interactive chat in the way that YouTube is. And again, that could just be because I was doing it from my phone. Right. Whatever. That was a long tangent, but that's cool. You learn as we go. How many people can you bring into this with StreamYard? I believe 10. Okay. On like because they have like 3 different tiers of plans from what I've seen. So there's like a free plan. Okay. I think with the free plan and the paid one that I'm on like the middle one, the one that's like $44 a month or something like that. You can have 10. And then I think if you have like the upgraded one, you can have 12. Wow. Okay. I remember thinking, oh, it's like only 2 extra. Like what, like, okay. Kind of weird. You know what I mean? It's not like it goes from 10 to 50 or 20 or something like that, but yeah. Well, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah. Really cool. So Shane, good morning. Tell us about your world. What's going on with you today? Thank you for being here. Can you hear me? Shane. Yes. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for being here. What's going on? It's fairly late at night at the moment. It's just turned midnight, so I'm in Adelaide, South Australia. Yeah, I can hear you. Oh,
There's a
okay.
bit of a delay, that's all. I think.
Got it.
Yes, I can hear you.
Do you have your YouTube browser open in another window? Here comes the lag issue again. We discovered that the delay is when you have like YouTube open in another window watching at the same time, you need to close that so that there's no delay.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I'll have to turn it off and sort it out.
Okay.
Yeah, the problem is if I don't do that, I can't actually hear because of I'm using an iPhone.
Oh, okay.
So like if I've got my microphone plugged in, I can't actually hear the audio. It's a strange thing, but I'll audio.
Oh.
You should be able to hear me still anyway, I think.
Yeah, we can hear you. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Nice.
That sounds like less of a delay now. So
Yeah.
what's going on in your world? Tell us about you.
Not a whole lot. I'm doing a course tomorrow about mental health, like a mental health first aid course. So to basically help people who are in mental health distress and stuff like that. I do odd jobs for different companies. So Thursday, I think I have a job where I'm just moving boxes of merchandise from the basement of a festival centre up to the first floor. They're currently doing a theatre production of Beauty and the Beast. So I'm selling the little program booklets and stuff like that.
Cool.
So I do all sorts of bits and pieces.
Yeah, bits and pieces. I love that expression.
Yeah.
I love that. That's very cool. And how long, like, what's going on in your YouTube world? How long have you been doing YouTube and what are you working on?
I've had 17 years of YouTube experience.
Whoa.
I had an experimental channel that didn't really go anywhere. So I set up this one about 9 months ago, and I'm up to about 145 subscribers. It's hit and miss really, because it started out as just being like an informative channel about Adelaide, South Australia, and then it sort of veered off into vlogging and stuff like that, walk and talk vlogs. But I want to get back into tourist-based focus, like a focus on like the stuff that tourists would normally see, but less of the tourist traps. I find that a lot of the tourist videos here on YouTube are the same 3 areas over and over and over again. So I want to expand it out to show that it's not all glamorous. Like Adelaide's a very beautiful city, but it's, like every city, it has like its good and bad aspects to it, the real life.
Yeah.
But I love it here. I've never lived anywhere else, and it's really cool.
I think that'll be cool.
Yeah.
I like watching stuff like that, especially like what I think is fun to watch is like those kind of like just walking in the streets, like real life, like you feel like somebody's holding the camera as they're walking and you feel like you're just walking along, so you can feel what it's like actually like to be there, not just all the glamorous shots, and I know exactly what you're saying because I've lived in Costa Rica, I've lived in Roatan, Honduras, which is a beautiful Caribbean island, and like people think that, yes, they're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful locations, and it's not all, palm trees and sunshine and like just perfect every day. Like there's real life, and there's like, it's not like a permanent vacation like people think it is. So I think that's cool that you want to show like the reality of real life. Like that's a very bingeable channel idea. So
yeah, I think, but also the flip side of it is there are people here that because there are suburbs, right? So there are suburbs that have like a bad reputations. So they will cash in on that. They'll get thousands of views, right, on like tens of thousands of views on a video where they are maligning different suburbs. And for those people that live in those suburbs, that doesn't do them any favors. But like, they use the spooky music, the sinister music, and stuff like that. It's all, they use very clickbaity kind of stuff, and I'm against that too. Like, it's one thing to show like the darker side of a suburb, but it doesn't. There's no response to it. There's no, how do I improve the situation? How do I improve the lives of the people that live in these suburbs? And those, it's one thing to highlight a problem. It's another to highlight a problem and then offer a solution. That's one of those things that sort of irks me a little bit. But I do prefer like cinema veritas sort of thing, that's walking around and things like that. But yeah.
Very cool.
Cool.
Well, have fun with it. That sounds awesome. I can feel your heart. Like there's heart behind that, and like a mission and a bigger purpose, you know?
Yeah. I think it's one of those things, because where I live, Adelaide is one of the capital cities in Australia, but it's one of the smallest cities. So it very often, like America, won't get any news or information or talk about Adelaide. They'll get stuff like Sydney or Melbourne, or if there's a big major event that happens here, like that'll hit your news. But for the most part, a lot of people think that Australia is this big, massive desert, and there is a desert in the middle of the country. But we live around the coastal areas, so it's all cities and built up skyscrapers and things like that. But I live in a suburbia, so there isn't the skyscrapers in the suburbia, but there's the lower buildings, and there's still roads and grass and all that sort of stuff, schools, and we still have to live, shops and whatnot.
Yeah, very cool. I'll check it out. You said that's a new channel that you're going to be making, or did you start it already?
No, this is my current one, the one that I'm recording through here.
Oh, got it. Okay, cool. I'll have to check that out.
Thanks.
Yeah. So what's on everybody's mind today? I want to know, what is the thing that you're most excited to do today?
Kind of doing it.
Awesome.
Live in the now.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. Enjoy the day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep, me too. I was really looking forward to this. Today, it's my daughter's first day at her summer school program. She's 5.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a getting ready for kindergarten summer school program. And she was so excited and so nervous at the same time to be in a new school and new teachers and new friends and all that. And I dropped her off, and it was like that mom moment of like, oh my God, like she's in a new place. And it's like, I don't know. I think I was more nervous than she was, you know? So actually I had a lot of nerves this morning, but it was about that, not about going live and any of this stuff. So then I jumped on my trampoline for quite a while to like work all that energy out. Tony Robbins style. So
I've got a question for Mike, if that's all right.
Yeah, this is a free flowing whatever. Go for it.
Well, Mike, you're the Audacity expert, I guess, right?
Well, I'm not an expert. I teach it.
Yeah, more so than me. So problem I'm having is I don't use Audacity, but I hear it's really good for voiceovers. A lot of voiceover people use it. I got into using Adobe Audition, and I use that to kind of enhance my audio when I'm editing my videos a bit. And several years ago, I followed somebody's YouTube video, figured out how to make it sound better. I forget what I did, but I saved it as a kind of a preset. I press one button now and boom, 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 a whole bunch of things happen and the voice sounds better. And but I'm paying $30 a month for Audition, and that's all I use it for. And I feel like I could be doing that with Audacity. Is it hard to switch to Audacity if somebody knows Audition?
Well, I mean, they're similar in that they both record audio.
Yeah.
Audacity is really simple to learn. It's simple to use.
Perfect.
And you can do the same thing in Audacity. It's called macros.
Okay.
You can put effects on your audio in whatever order you want and make the settings for those individual effects and then dump it into a macro. And
Perfect.
then you can use a keyboard streak or a keyboard not streak. What's the word I'm looking for?
Shortcut.
Yeah, thank you. You can use that, or you can use the mouse to invoke the macro, and it'll just go right down through it in the order that you put it. And just like that, I mean, a couple of seconds, a boom, boom, boom. That's part of what I taught in my schools, especially to voiceover audiobook, really mainly ACX
Right.
audiobook narrators. I taught them how to put what they're doing into a macro.
Okay.
With their common stuff, so that there's not this repetitive always having to bring up one at a time. And it's free. That's the beauty of it. It's free, and it's getting better.
Yeah.
It's becoming a full-blown DAW. I think by the end of 2025, it's going to be a full-blown digital audio workstation. It already has live effects that you can put on it that are non-destructive, just like Adobe Audition. And
Okay.
it's getting there. There's a little bit of growth that needs to happen yet, but it's awfully close, and it's a good program, and it's free to download and use. And if you need help with anything, feel free to reach out to me. There's a way to contact me on my YouTube page there, and in the description of my YouTube page. But I'll be glad to help you. I mean,
Perfect.
it's just cool. It's cool to do, and like I said,
I'll check out your channel. I'll look for a video that teaches me how to set up a macro. Awesome.
There you go. I better go make that video real quick. There.
No rush, but the sooner you can make that, the sooner I can start saving $30 a month. So there you go.
Okay, I'll be right back.
That's hilarious. That is like a new lingo for me, like setting up a macro, like all of this audio stuff. I know nothing about. So
Yeah.
now Mike is the guy to learn from, everybody, if you want to know about how to do audio well. Yeah. And like we talked about at the beginning of this, like just starting with what you have, like I'm still filming YouTube videos on my phone,
Yep.
on my
That's all
desktop
you need.
computer.
That's all you need.
It. I've done some touch up with audio when I edit in CapCut, because they have a little thing you can toggle on, like reduce noise, like if there's like some background noise or something, like especially making videos inside during winter, having my heater on, because like I live in Wisconsin, you got to have the heat on. It's loud, and there's like a vent that comes out right under this thing here that's super loud, and so but it'll go on and off, and so like through some of the stuff I record, it's like just like low sound in the background, and then it'll turn off, and then some of the video clips I make are like they sound really crystal clear because it shut off. So anyways, I've experimented with CapCut just on those clips that have the crappy audio. There's a little thing called like reduce noise.
Yeah.
And that kind of like takes it out.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part, not as well as I'm sure what Mike's got going on in his world with all this audio stuff, but like that's as far as I've gotten. That was my point.
Yeah.
That's as far as I've gotten with like trying to make audio better. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I've learned from this. So I usually use my phone when I'm recording outside. And the biggest problem I have with the phone microphone is when the wind gets at it and you hear the rumbling sound. And if it's not windy, it sounds just fine. But what I'm finding out is no matter what microphone you use, so I've got the DJI mic that I'll use outside, and I've got this shotgun mic up here that I use in here. No matter what mic I use, if I apply certain effects to it, I'm using Audition now. Mike uses Audacity, but just things like boost the bass, boost the treble, compression. I can't even exactly remember what that does, but reduces the louds and increases the lows. And anyways, you can do these things no matter what cheap mic you're using. It'll make it sound better.
Cool.
So that's what I've learned. not an audio file at all. Like Mike could probably add a lot more to that than me, and you can get super technical with it. But that's kind of the thing that I learned, that just any mic, even the cheap little $20 lapel mic that's wired to your phone, you can make that sound amazing.
So I'm an embryo with all of you folks. And I've been encouraged to do YouTube. And I'm planning on that when my book comes out. But some things that I've learned with live streaming through Zoom to Facebook or just live streaming from your phone, is if you wear your ear pods and microphone when you're outside, it eliminates all the noise. And you don't get all that gushing. And, if you're at the surf, you don't get the surf sound. There's a gentleman that had taught us that. And like, he'd be right in the city and he's talking and you don't hear anything that's going on around him. Or he'd be on the ocean beach and you don't hear the ocean. You only hear him. So I'm the observer, the embryo, wanting to do a YouTube eventually. And I lead by example. I like to learn from the youth, and Brooke has been my coach for a while. So, Brooke, I want to just say thank you so much for this opportunity. It's really wonderful, and I'm wondering if you can give them permission to put their links in so I can find Shane and Mike and Rob, is it? Yeah. My brain is doing better, Brooke. I'm healing from a concussion. So, so if you allow them to put the link in this, then I'll be able to correspond as well.
100%.
Super duper. I have to go now.
Okay.
I love you all and peace out.
Bye.
Patsy, thank you for being here. Love you.
I was just about to say,
I love you too.
If she goes to rewatch this is a lapel mic. It's not exactly cheap, but this dead cat thing is perfect for recording outside. It cuts out all the wind noise. So
Nice.
if you're recording outside and it's getting a bit windy and you're worried about the sound of the wind across the microphone and all that, which will ruin a video, right? This cuts it all out.
Cool.
It's incredible.
Awesome.
And you can, even with the cheaper microphones, if you've got something like this on the top, this came with it, it'll cut out all the wind noise and just make all the difference in the world. So that's a little bit of a suggestion.
Good to know. Thank you. Yes, if anybody's catching the replay of this, I will link everybody's channel below that has been here today, of course. So you can find everybody. I bought a microphone like probably a year ago and I still haven't even set it up and tried to use it. It's like one that, let me see if I can even find it. Oh yeah, okay. This, still in the box. Is this any good? Should I even try this?
Try it, yeah, sure. Try it.
Yeah, why not? Open it now on camera.
Open it on camera, okay. It's a Bauer, or is it Bower? I would say Bauer. I don't know.
I say Bauer,
potato or potato.
Potato. Yeah, I say Bauer too. All right. Probably because we're like practically neighbors, Rob. Like you're in Canada, I'm in Wisconsin. Right.
You're in Wisconsin. I used to live in Wisconsin like 25 years ago. Just
no way.
Yeah, La Crosse.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just for 6 months visiting.
Cool. Oh, whoops. I opened the box. This fell out. I don't know if this is part of the thing or just part of the box.
Keep everything just in case.
Yep. All right.
There's probably a lavalier mic.
Oh God. Oh my. I
the beauty of live.
Every single piece that came with it. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Good luck repackaging that.
Right?
Yeah. That's a phone holder.
Yep.
That holds your phone.
And then here's this. And then it comes this, I believe, it just attaches to your phone.
Yeah.
Does your phone have an audio jack like that'll plug into?
Good question. Let's check. Oh my God, I don't think it does.
No.
You can get an adapter. though.
iPhone?
Yeah,
Is it
you can get
iPhone or
adapters.
Oh God, how hilarious is that?
There you go. Shane's got one right there.
Yeah, there.
This is for iPhone. This is the lightning cable.
That would
Okay,
work on iPhone 14 and older with the lightning cable.
Right.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, yeah, because
Sure
this is
is
with 15. I
But
do
some
have
of
an
them, some of
adapter.
them will just have like a normal audio jack like this.
So with
Okay.
the 15, yeah, you'd have a converter that goes from that to your USB-C. Yeah.
This.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have like. Well,
So-
I don't think this isn't the exact one. It's a different one. I have to look through it in my drawers here. I've got all sorts of
Brooke?
cables. Mhm.
So here's what I use in that situation. I don't know if that's going to focus on there. That's a lightning
Hide your
adapter.
face, it'll
To,
focus.
yeah, there you go. I'm covering the camera. How's that? What's wrong with me? So this is okay. You can't really see it, but there it is.
There you go.
So this has
Yeah.
got that jack that you need on one end, and
Okay.
then on the other end, it's got the lightning connector.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
plug this into your phone, you can plug that microphone right into this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
How'd
Well,
I
if
do?
I
Did I
ever
do
fuck
okay?
around with that, I'll let you guys know. Like literally.
Little holding up a
I got that on Amazon. I mean, I can send you a link if you want, or you can just search for it, whatever.
Yeah.
But
Send
I'm
me
glad
your
to help
send me
if you
your
need help.
affiliate link if you have one, so you get the commission on it.
Yeah. My 3 cents.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
I'm going to have to run. This was fun, Brooke. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for
good
coming.
to see you, Shane and Mike.
Good to see you too, Rob.
This is really cool. So you can do 10 people in StreamYard. I love that.
Yeah. I think
I
so.
might take your
Cool,
cue,
man.
Brooke, and do something similar. Start bringing live guests on. I don't know. I'll have to think about
There you
how
go.
that'll work, but I think it's a cool idea. I dropped into somebody else's
So
live
what else did you
stream,
get with the
not
microphone?
on camera, but yesterday. YouTube over 40, I think her channel is, and she was having 4 people were chatting, and I think that was StreamYard too.
Oh.
Anyway, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll do a little more of this.
Rob,
Yeah.
it's good to have a chance to talk to you and dialogue with you, and yeah, keep up the good work, man.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
You guys too. Like, keep having fun, keep doing what you love, and as long as you keep it fun, you'll keep at it.
What else did you get in the microphone box?
Yeah.
Sorry?
What, Shane?
What else did you get in the microphone box?
That's it. The instruction manual.
Oh, okay.
And this, and this, which I still don't know if it was part of the box design or if it was part of the, I don't know. I'd have to look at it.
I
But.
think that's probably just part of the box.
See you guys. Have
Hey,
fun.
Rob, take
Bye, Rob.
care.
Thanks again
Take
for
care.
being here. So yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I just have never been motivated to try to set this thing up. I think I got it from Walmart, and I just saw it. I was like, oh, if I want to improve my audio someday, I should probably pick one of these up. And so I just got it, but like it's just been sitting in my drawer because I like to just keep it simple,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with your audio right now. I mean, it's good.
Your audio's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I
Thanks
think
for
that's.
telling
I was about to say that's the curse of new YouTubers. Is you think, or even TikTok or whatever, you do this thing where you think, I'm going to do video production, so I need to run out and buy all this equipment that like you don't know what it does, or you don't know how to use it, or you don't even know whether you need it or not. But you'll go out and go, oh, I've got to do this stuff.
Mhm.
It's like I've got green screens in the over the curtain rod of my bedroom window. I've put a green screen, but I don't use green screen. Now I could, but that was something that was big in early YouTube days, and the big trend is the ring light.
Mhm.
And because I wear glasses, the ring light is an annoyance. It reflects glass, so you can't see my eyes anyway.
That's
Mhm.
right.
And so it's just like, well, a ring light's a waste of money.
Yeah.
For me personally, like for other people, if you don't wear glasses, a ring light can be really good. Just
Yeah.
depends.
You can just use, natural light, film in front of a window. Like I
Yeah.
do that all the time. Like I just use the natural light. I'm doing that. Like there's a window right there right now. I do have a ring light on, which is actually, it's new. I'll show you. I just got it. Oh God. Whoa. Let me get right here. So it's this, but it's super cool because, so you can extend it. It's for the phone.
yeah.
And then it
Yeah,
has,
I saw.
there's an attachment here. So I got it. I actually got it for this because you can put this in here and then shoot like an aerial shot, because sometimes I like to like write things or do a little drawing like to illustrate my point. And so I needed like something to hold it that could, you know, do that. So that's why I got this thing. And I thought, well, hey, I mostly got it for this, not even for the ring light. Cause like I said, I just use my windows. But I'm like, well, if I can improve the lighting, why not just turn it on? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm using a combination right now of the window and of that light, and it works out well. And I'm planning to use, this is cool too, because you can just take this off and then this can be like a selfie stick if you want to do a walk and talk, but I haven't even done that yet because usually like, I like to create when I feel inspired. Like I do block time. I would love to hear how you guys do this too. So I time block chunks of like, this is my YouTube time, you know, and I know that I'm going to be working on my channel, doing something, usually filming, editing, uploading the whole thing. I usually do everything kind of like in one day. Sometimes it takes me 2 days, but I kind of like to like create in the moment too. Like I have a whole list, and actually Rob and I were talking about this. Rob the Mayor Timer, in case anybody's catching the replay, that it's like, I have a million things written down, like video ideas that I want to make. But then when I go to my actual YouTube time that's on my calendar, I make whatever I feel like that day, because it's like an inspiration will come to me and I'll be like, well, I was planning to make this video, but right now I've really got this thing on my mind. And so I actually want to talk about this. So anyways, so if I'm like outside or just out and about, I just like to whip out my phone and just blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? And then I don't have like all the other stuff set up, and I don't just like walk around with this in my purse, you know? So anyways, that's where I'm at. So if it's like a more planned thing, now that it's summer and it's finally nice here, because we had like a 7-month winter here in Wisconsin. It's finally nice, and I'm planning to do a lot more outdoor videos. So maybe I'll get a little bit more prepared and like bring more gear and just experiment. But yeah, that's where I'm at. How do you like, what's your process? Do you guys plan your video ahead of time and like stick to a certain content creation schedule? Is it inspired? Is it like, what do you do? What's your process?
I used to do that more than I do now. I mean, I still schedule time. Like I'll come in and, okay, I want to make a video about this or whatever. And it's okay. But the times when I'm not even in here, or I'm not even, I'm not anticipating being on YouTube and an idea comes to me, those are better.
Yes.
Because, then I either come in here or I can be outside with my phone, whatever, and make a video on something that I'm passionate about in the moment. And the other stuff's okay, and it gets views and it meets a need. I get good comments on it. But for me personally, as far as the way that I feel when I'm doing it, the spontaneous video to me is best for me.
Yep. Same.
I intentionally, because it's recorded on my iPhone, so I have it in my front pocket. So what I do is, say for example, I'm on my way to work, or tomorrow I'll be going down to another suburb to do this course that I'm talking about. So there's a good, say, hour worth of transport. Now, I normally don't record while I'm on public transport or buses and trains and things like that, but often while I'm walking to a train station or from a train station, I can be walking and talking. But there's also stuff that happens while you're recording, while you're walking out and about, you will see the most amazing things. And like, for example, the last video that I did, there was a big white puffy cloud with like a smaller black cloud in front of it, and it was just fantastic. So I had to record that and talk about it. And it was only like a few seconds of the video, but it's something that as I was walking and talking, I looked, noticed it, mentioned it to the camera, filmed it, and then edited the two videos together, and then continued talking, sort of thing. And now that's not life-changing stuff. That's not niche specific stuff, but it's just interesting stuff, unusual stuff that because I was there with the camera recording, I managed to catch it. But then again, there's other things. On the same day, we have a bird called a galah, and it's like a cockatoo kind of bird. Has like pink plumage, pink feathers, and like a white head. And I saw a flock of them, and they were just flying in formation. But it happened so quickly that I didn't think to actually film it, so I just had to talk about it. You know, it's one of those things. If you don't film it, it didn't happen. But I don't have like a set time plan of what I'm doing. Now I probably like sitting down here. This is new for me because I've always filmed outside. I've always done the walk and talk stuff because it was done out of necessity. Like I didn't have the tripods, I didn't have all the equipment and stuff like that. Didn't have the expensive microphones. But now I'm going to do sort of a bit more educational stuff, sitting with my door closed and a better setting. But you do see there are people riding electric scooters, and they'll ride behind you or whatever, or there'll be a train that goes past. But if you can capture, say, a vehicle just going from right to left or left to right across the screen, and it's not too long, so it's like a bus or just like one or two carriages on a train, that becomes good B-roll.
Yes.
So it can get the viewer's attention just as you're transitioning between subjects or whatever it is that you're doing. But I find like that's not planned. I can't plan when the trains are coming and when there's going to be a car or when someone's going to drive behind me with an electric scooter or whatever's happening. But there are cool things that can be included. But they're not going to be of interest to everybody. Like I think you did a video where you're talking about the construction workers. So those are the sorts of things that you'll find as you go out and about, and you have to get outside of your house. You have to be outside, and you have to be adventurous. But what I'm trying to encourage people to do more, because YouTube is a search engine. It's the second most popular search engine in the world, second only to Google. But here's the thing. If you stop and think about it, if there's somebody wanting to visit your area of the world, are there tourist attractions? Are there just hotels and just the streets? No, you don't film close to home. You don't want to dox yourself because it is the internet. But you can highlight areas of your town that are like the shops, things of interest that nobody really sort of knows about. The street art, not necessarily graffiti art, but if someone's doing like murals and stuff like that, you can find amazing things. But it's just nature, or but also if someone's looking out, they want to visit a certain area, you can just film that area and that street sometimes, and it might not seem like it might not be suitable for your channel, But if you set up like a secondary channel with just random stuff, or a channel that's specific for the area that you live in, or even like a neighboring suburb, a neighboring town that you're familiar with, there are people that have friends in that area. Someone will have friends in that area and they'll want to look up that area.
Yep.
And I find that there's almost like there's a vacuum or a potential to fill that spot for particular areas. So I've got a friend in Chester in the UK. Now there's plenty of stuff about Chester, but there's not a whole lot in the subsection of Chester that she lives in. So there's a few, like, sometimes even a dash cam video can give you like a whole heap of information about a certain area. Oh, okay, that's that street that goes to that place to, like, so I know where she lives, but then you go, okay, I'm doing a bit of research of the area, and there might be a car driving past the property. Oh, okay, so that's like, you can sort of like a Google Street View, but a bit more lively. Things like you can tell what people, the clothing that people are wearing. So, you know, is it wet? Does it rain a lot? Is it hot and sunny? So, for example, right now it's winter and it's cold by my standards. Now, it might not be cold by an American standard or a Canadian's standard, who's used to snow and all that sort of stuff during their winter.
Yeah, I probably think it's hot where you are. What's the
not
temperature?
Really, like not necessarily hot, but it can get like excessively hot during the summer months. So I don't know whether, do you think in Celsius? Like if I say a number in Celsius, would that mean?
Yeah, I'll get it, because when I lived in Costa Rica, everything was in Celsius, so I know that.
Okay, so today, like the maximum was like 16 degrees Celsius.
Okay.
But in the morning, like Sunday morning, it was, because it's now Tuesday for me, Sunday morning it was 8 degrees Celsius, and that's very cold for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not freezing. The water doesn't freeze, but it's cold enough to be uncomfortable. But then again, a normal day, in winter here we can get like a 25-degree day.
Oh yeah, that's
5 degrees Celsius, right? So, bright, sunny, cloud-free days. So, like I will often, it's become a running joke with my channel that I'd start a video and say, you get a YouTube. It's Shane here once again, and today is another beautiful, clear blue sky here in Adelaide, South Australia. I might say like the temperature and stuff like that, and then go into whatever I'm talking about. In terms of like planning the videos, I have a rough idea of what I want to say, and it's usually just a rundown of what I've been up to the previous day, what big events. I have a tendency to, and here, this is just something that if you do this a lot, YouTubing, you want to let the camera run as long as possible, but you develop an instinct where you go, hang on, I've just gone down a darker path with what I'm like a dark thought. And so for me, if I start talking about politics, especially US politics, it's a darker path. So there's a point where you think, I don't really want that on my channel. So what I'll do, this is the bad habit that I have, is I'll stop the recording completely and then just start again from scratch. Or I might work out, can I cut the video before I start talking about a certain point? Okay, where did I start veering off? Go back, cut the video, and then go back and then keep it more positive and all that sort of stuff.
Do you start over because you want to get the video all in one shot, so you don't have to do editing?
I have a preference for that, because it does feel like it's the one take, even though there might be multiple takes to get that one take.
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. I've done that before. Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that, I mean, all that stuff can become blooper reels and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that took me a long time to get my head around. You know, if other people so for example, I have a tendency to go, I'll delete that. I'll delete anything that I don't like for space on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
But you can get into, so there's a habit that I had to get out of, is okay, I can reuse this footage. Now some of it might not be suitable for like anything, but so there's a perception that's created sometimes when you edit out all the bad stuff, like all the swearing, all the bloopers and stuff ups of things, that people have a tendency to think that you're perfect. So bloopers are a good way of saying, okay, I am human and I do make mistakes and I do stuff up and I do curse. Like, I don't swear on the majority of the content, but if it's a blooper video, I just say, like, it does contain swearing in the title, so people know that they're swearing and stuff like that. But it's usually towards the very, even then it'd be towards the end of the video, because you can be demonetized if you are swearing within the first 15 seconds of a video. Apparently, I don't know whether that's true or not.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, like you can swear on your YouTube channel, but that monetization speaking, you'll do. I've heard this mostly from watching Think Media, if anybody's familiar with that channel. Because long story short, like, advertisers don't want to be advertising on videos that have swears in them. So go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Mike.
Even when you're monetized and you monetize a video in the process of uploading it, there's a questionnaire that they ask you, specific questions about, what's contained in the video. And best I remember, foul language is probably one of those. I don't really remember exactly how it's worded, but
I think
you tell it no, and then you submit the rating, and it goes from there. So
I think it'd be like when it's excessive language. Like, I think there's a tolerance. So if you stub your thumb, or you hit your thumb with a hammer or something, and then you let it go, like an F-bomb or something like that, I think one F-bomb you'd be okay. But like, if it's repeated, if this and if that, and it's just because what you're trying to do is you are trying to, it's sort of funny, you want to niche down to a specific audience, but the advertising is often like a wider appeal. So the advertising is not necessarily like catering to your niche. So if I could watch multiple YouTube channels, but there'll be advertising for gambling games and things like that. I'm not interested in gambling, so it's not focused towards me. But there's a lot of mobile games and things. It's the same things. There's a lot of AI generated women selling psychic drawings or something like that. It's crazy, right? But in terms of appeasing the advertisers, it's almost like you have to. I use the term like a Mormon, because it's like there's no swearing, no excessive drinking, no smoking, no stuff that can get you. It would get you into trouble if you're doing it in real life, but would you be saying this stuff and doing these things in front of children, for example? So that's I think that's where advertisers are very scared and very aware of the image and things like that, and especially because they're trying to appeal to like high-paying clients and who are fickle. So it's just why and in the early days, it wasn't just the advertisers; it was the YouTube community itself that if you were to hold up a can of soft drink of a particular brand, or it didn't matter which brand, but like a brand name soft drink, on camera, you would have been heavily demonized. There was a woman named by the name of Justine, and she still does YouTube. But in the early days, when there was only like a small number of people actually doing it, it was a lot more tight knit. Everybody sort of knew each other to a certain degree, and then you still had the people that had accounts, but they weren't necessarily producing videos. They were just people that would just watch, much like today. But you sort of knew who they were. It's like all the Australian YouTubers were all sort of lumped together.
Well, and you said you've been doing YouTube for 17 years, so you're like one of the originals almost, because isn't YouTube like 20 years old?
Yeah, pretty much. But I didn't go. I made the mistake. Like, it was partially intentional and it was partly egotistical. I made the mistake of naming my channel something that was unpronounceable. So, like, and because I took the phrase Liberator X and I inverted it. So it was XROT and whatever. It's X Rod a Rebel backwards. And so nobody can pronounce that, right? And therefore it was like basically anti-marketing. It's it was every mistake that you could make with a YouTube channel. If you watch Think Media, it would have been the inverse of their advice. But I didn't really want to be known as well. Whereas this channel is self-named because I wanted, if people were to Google me, I'd want the YouTube channel to come up, but also because it was for like job search purposes. So if I send somebody a resume and they go, oh, we'll just do a sneaky Google search, then my videos are going to come up. But the irony is that if I Google myself, the first thing that comes up is my Instagram, not YouTube. So I'll have to rethink that strategy. But it is funny that talking about Adelaide, South Australia, it's got a population of 1.2 million people, but it's got a lot of urban sprawl. So I don't know how many people are actually in the middle of the city, but there's a lot of people in the outer suburbs. So I've been recognised locally 3 times. The first time I was coming home from an event, it's called the Adelaide Fringe Festival, where they have like a lot of acrobats and circus performers and comedians and stuff like that, and it runs for about a month. And in March. So anyway, I did a very short video, and that video, it only has 50 views on it, right? So it didn't go viral at all. But I realized that the YouTube algorithms are highly localized. They're hyper localized. So if somebody in your area is watching YouTube, there's a good chance that your videos and your content will show up in their feed because you're local.
Interesting. No, I never heard that before.
Hey, Brooke.
I'm
sorry to interrupt. I have to go.
Okay.
Yeah, today's my birthday, and there's something going on outside the door there. I need to go see what's happening. So,
well, happy birthday! I can't believe you waited this long to tell us.
Well, I wasn't going to say anything at all, but
happy birthday! How exciting!
Thank you. Hey, I really enjoyed this. This was a blast. If you'd ever be willing to go live with me on my new channel, Mike in Real Life.
Yeah.
Swing by my Audacity channel and go into the description, and there's a way to contact me. If you'd be interested in helping me do that, I'd like to get another live out there.
Yeah.
It's a brand new channel. I think I have 24 subscribers. and I really like to get it going. So if that's something you'd be willing to help me do,
Yes.
I'd appreciate that. That'd be awesome. Just let me know. And
Yeah, that'd
thank
be
you
super
again for
fun.
this. This was a blast. Really enjoyed it. I just get so energized by lives,
Yeah.
So I really do
Very
appreciate
fun.
it. And thanks for having me. Thanks for the invite, and thanks for letting me participate in this.
Yeah, thank you for being here. I'll definitely
for
join
being
you
here.
live. Like,
Okay,
Pleasure meeting
awesome.
you.
so much
Awesome.
fun. I'm excited about your new channel too. It's going to be cool, like just hearing about your life. And
Yeah, and I have some StreamYard questions for you too. So maybe we can talk about those,
oh yeah,
at some future point too. So,
no
all
problem.
right. Well,
Cool.
thanks.
Well,
See
have
you
an
guys
awesome
later.
birthday. See you later, Mike.
Bye.
Bye.
So going back to what I was saying, that I was spruiking for like a fringe festival, entertainment sort of thing,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought, what would happen if I was just to record myself doing that? Because I want to look back. It's like, what is it that people are seeing and responding to? Because I want to. My job was to hand out flyers to these events, and rather than just hand them out, I'd be singing out what it was about.
Singing?
Trying to get people to, not singing, but sort of yelling, not yelling, but like vocalizing very loudly. And so anyway, one day I thought I'd do that once, right? And I put it as a short. It was just a short video.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it for like a minute. So anyway, the next day, that video only got like eight views on it initially. So the next day on work, I'm promoting these shows. So anyway, this Asian couple come up to me and said, "Oh, we're going to see that show. We're going to see that show. We're going to get a ticket." I'm thinking, okay, fine, excellent, that's fantastic. And so I'm still doing what I'm doing. They've gone to the ticket office, bought a couple of tickets, come back and said, "Oh, we bought tickets based on your YouTube short." And because I was stunned, like, what are you talking about? And I realized, oh, hang on, I only uploaded that yesterday. This video. So that's why I'm saying it can be hyper localized now.
Interesting.
But there are people that they might be watching your channel, they might be subscribed to your channel, and they're not leaving comments and things like that because they're just watching, right? So they don't really want to interact. So that was amazing. It's like, so when I checked the channel, it had 9 views, and they were the 9th view that saw the video. And I was like, oh, okay. But I think it's the tags that make it hyper localized as well. Like you do have to. So I put in my local area, but also the city. But also what I did, you can create your own hashtags, right? And that's a tactic you can use on TikTok as well. You create your own hashtag and make sure that nobody else is sort of using it. And then you just keep uploading your video and your content with that hashtag. So if someone knows that hashtag, they can find your videos.
Nice. You know what? Speaking of that, like something that I do in the tags is, and I can't remember who I learned this from, somebody more successful on YouTube than me, is to put your name, like your channel name. So like my channel name is Brooke Sears. In the tags, I put Brooke Sears because I know that some people type in, like they try to find my channel because they've told me that. Go into YouTube and type in Brooke Sears, and then my videos will pop up. Like it'll help them find it. So that's a tip for anybody. Like just start typing in your name. And what's been interesting too is like when you go into your YouTube analytics, you can see, like where the traffic is coming from. Is it coming from browse? Is it coming from search? Is it coming from whatever? And if it's traffic coming from search, you can click into that and then see what the search terms are. And so I've seen that usually in the search, like when people are finding my videos on search, Brooke Sears is something that they typed in to find. So like that's been a good, just a good tip. It's
a sign of success because not everybody is going to know my name,
right?
Shane Lockwood. But if you've got that name recognition, then you are making like effort, you are making impact and a difference. the other thing was I was coming home from doing that flyering work, and rather than going the normal way home, I went down like a main street, and the nature of the festival is like, we call it Mad March, because there's stuff going on like all over the city for the entire month of March. And so anyway, I was just walking down the street, and this guy goes, "Hey," he points at me and goes, "Hey, you're famous on YouTube." I'm like, what? I'm like,
I am.
and I give him this look, and I just kept going, and he turns to his mate, to his friend, and says, "I could have sworn I know that guy from YouTube." And I turned around so that he could actually see me. He goes, "It's you, is it Shane?" It's like, yeah. So we had a bit and had a bit of a chat. And he goes, "Oh, you do those videos in that suburb?" So, yeah. And he shook my hand and all that sort of stuff, and I made his day. And it turned out he'd been subscribed to my channel from the beginning, this new channel from the beginning.
Oh, what a nice moment.
Yeah, so there's little moments like that where you can connect and things like that. But now the third one was, I had a supervisor at one of the jobs that I was working at, and he drives up in his vehicle and says, "Do you do jokes?" Or like, "Do you know any jokes?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" And he kept saying, "Oh, like, would you be prepared to tell jokes?" I'm like, "I guess." Like, what are you getting at? And I didn't know what he was talking about. He goes, "I just noticed that, like, if you were to tell jokes, like, your YouTube channel would like take off and stuff like this." And I'm like, well, "What are you talking about?" Like, I didn't know that he knew that I had a YouTube channel, because it's not something I would be telling everybody where I worked. But because I was doing stuff about, we have like an annual event called the Royal Adelaide Show, and it's basically the best of everything the state has to offer, like a state fair. Like there's Ferris wheels, there's side shows, arcade games, there's like displays of every description, the best fruit, the best food, the best cheese, and there's competitions, the best photography, the best paintings. Like there's a whole heap of stuff that goes on. There's heaps of stuff for kids and things like that. You can win plushies and sideshows and that sort of stuff. It's a good money spinner for the local economy. And I was doing videos of that while I was working there.
Fun. So
I think, okay, that's cool. And then I realized, and I've just sort of realized, okay, this is a supervisor. How many of those videos has he actually been watching? So hopefully I haven't been saying negative things about like my employers, but sometimes that will come up in videos and things, because I'm looking for a way forward, not necessarily complaining about them. It's like, okay, what would you do in this situation? You know, am I being treated unfairly, or do I just have to suck it up and go on with it, or do I look for other work elsewhere, or those sorts of things? But yeah, it can be hyper localized. Like I said, if you are filming like your local area or a popular tourist spot, but if you do a bit of research, see if there's like other people doing similar videos, you don't really want to replicate what they're doing. But then it depends on what you want to do. If you just want to do a separate channel for the touristy sort of stuff, because I think your channel is more I don't want to say self-help, but it's like positive advice, generalized advice, not necessarily like here's the latest tourist attraction or those sorts of things. So,
I'm curious to ask you, since you brought this up, so I feel like I know who you are. I've seen you in the comments. We've been at Rob's live streams together. I've seen you in the comments there. I'm curious, like when did you discover my channel and what stuff have you watched? And I'm curious to see like what your perception is. the best way to know like what your personal brand is about is to ask other people like, what do you think my thing is about? What do you think my channel is about? But it depends on what you've seen. You know what I mean? So I'm curious.
I'm not sure when. It would have been like months ago. But like a lot of your shorts are like that positive attitude, self-help kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But also like from some of the other lives that you've done, I think you're like the stuff about selling digital products. Is that what you do? Sell digital products?
Yeah.
So that's something completely new to me. That's like way out of my scope. I'd like to learn how to do that. Like trying to figure out how to build a business online or market, whatever it is. And I don't know. So my idea of like when someone says digital products, like what is that exactly? Are they just individual videos, or are they like recordings? Are they self-help stuff? What are digital products?
Yeah. So let me answer your question. So yeah, it's really interesting because first of all, thank you for telling me this.
Yeah.
It's really good insight. So a lot of those, hey Nicola, nice to see you. If you want to come on stage, just click on the link and I'll bring you in. Let me drop the invite link because this is a chatting with the audience live stream. Let me drop the link. If you want to come on up, we can hear from you. But yeah, so those shorts that you've been seeing over the past couple of months, I think I had like 2 months of repurposed content from one long form video I made.
Okay.
I was talking about basically like my over 25 years of being obsessed with personal development, like the top life lessons that I've learned.
Yeah.
And that video, it's one of the videos I'm most proud of and that I was really excited to talk about. And it's actually not one of the best performing videos on my channel so far, which is really weird. But when so I was like, oh, Nicola says, hold on. I'm outdoor listening from a cafe, but I would like to on the next live. Okay, cool. I'll take you up on that. So I was like, I'm so proud of this video. And actually a very loyal subscriber and viewer, like somebody who's been following me for years, actually said like, this is like one of your best videos I've ever seen you make. And I was like, I know that there's like really good advice in here. So let me repurpose this video because I just want to say anybody who's listening to this, like, sometimes you think like, you make something that you're really proud of and like, it just doesn't perform. And sometimes it hasn't found its audience yet. Like, I think that video has around like 300 views. The highest performing video on my channel has like about 11,000 views. So like, that's not performing well. However, in like 3 months from now, it could take off. So sometimes you don't know, like sometimes it's like low views. And then one day it just like spikes and you're like, oh, now it's a good performing video, whatever. To me, so the way that I measure what's good is like, am I proud of it? First off and foremost, am I proud of what I put out in the world? Yes. Okay. That's success. Am I sharing something that I know can help other people? Yes. And do I know that? Because if it helped me, it'll help somebody else. Yeah. And then also it's the quality of the comments. And so like when people are engaging and they're commenting and they're saying like, thank you, I needed to hear this today. This was so helpful for me. Those are all different ways that you can measure success. And so to me, that video is successful. From a YouTube analytics standpoint, it's not. But I was like, I am so proud of this video. Like I need to find a way to like share it. And so I repurposed it into shorts. And the shorts did really well. Like, and yeah. I mean, yeah. So it's like, I was able to turn that low performing long form video into almost 2 months of like 3 or 4 times a week shorts.
Yeah.
And those videos performed really well and got subscribers and like now new people who discovered me in my channel. So it's really interesting to hear you say that, like, that was the first thing that came to mind because you found me a couple of months ago and like my channel is about positivity and that kind of stuff, because that is part of it, but it's not like what my whole channel is about.
Yeah.
So that's interesting for me to know. But yeah, I've been doing YouTube for a couple of years consistently, and I've really struggled with the niche thing. I made a whole video ranting about that. But I kind of have like 3 content pillars now as I've been going. That's kind of like your niche and your themes kind of emerge. And so what my world is about right now is like online business and social media marketing. So I teach people how to monetize themselves, basically, like their experience, their knowledge, helping others. And you can, going back to your question, Shane, about like digital products. So I can teach you how to create and sell digital products. And a digital product could be an ebook, a course. It can be something like you could host a live masterclass or like a webinar, and then you could repurpose that into a paid thing. So yeah, digital products can come in many different forms. A digital product could be something as simple as like a template. Like there's people who use Notion, for example, and they create Notion templates and then they sell those. You could create basically anything digital you can sell. Like let's say you use Google Sheets and you made like a really cool spreadsheet that you use in your life for whatever.
Yeah.
If it's helpful for you, you can sell that template. Now, okay, so digital products, I mean, the sky's the limit. There's 1,000,001 different things you can do to sell a digital product. But yeah, you can also use them as a lead magnet. So like in exchange for email addresses. So let's say like Rob the Maritimer does this, for example. He has a Google Sheet that's a YouTube stats tracker, and he created it for himself. And it's a really nice template. And so now he uses that as a lead magnet, as an opt-in. So somebody can enter their email address and then they get access to the template so they can use it for themselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you go look at my website, I have a bunch of those kind of things too. So like I have an ebook, I have a course, all that kind of stuff. That's how you do that. So that's one pillar of my channel. The other is just sharing what I'm learning as I grow on YouTube.
Yeah.
Just I'm documenting my journey in real time, sharing what I'm talking about, whatever, like this, like I'm really into live streaming now, experimenting with StreamYard. And so I'm just like showing you what I'm doing, and then other people can learn from it if they want to use StreamYard or they want to go live or they want to start YouTube or whatever. Yeah. And then another pillar is more of like the life stuff. Like long story short, I'm a single mom with sole custody and I'm an entrepreneur. And so it's about, and I left an abusive marriage. So I talk about, there's a video on my channel, how I left an abusive marriage. I mean, that has nothing to do with online business, but that is my story. You know, I talk about my healing journey after that. Like, I've done vlogs, I've done a lot of different things. So yeah, so those are kind of like, that's kind of what my channel is about right now. And it'll continue to evolve, but yeah, I don't know. That was a really, really long tangent.
No, that's fine. Cause that's who you are.
Yeah.
Like, and I think you do, every channel needs to, and I'm going to have to do one again for this channel. It's like who you are, who are you? So, and because if you're trying to sell something, right, it's one thing to give people information, but who are you in terms of like, why should I care? Why should I listen to you, sort of thing? And a video like that will answer that question. So who you are, what your experience is, where are you coming from, why are you into digital marketing? Like, where have you come from to go into digital marketing? What have you tried that's failed? And why is this succeeding for you? So when you say something like going from a certain point to say $50,000 a month or whatever, I'm not sure what it was, the last video. Numbers like that can create like a bit of doubt in the viewer. You know, like $50,000 a month. I don't know what the exact figure was. I don't want to exaggerate if that's not right. But if you say $5,000 a month, is that true? Is that real? Is that legit? Because because there are a lot of scammers and stuff like this. there are people. It's funny, like where I'm coming from now was not so much because my channel is not monetized. So I'm coming from a position of, is it even possible? Because I was listening to Rob the Maritiner and Kevin Colby, and they're saying, okay, now's the time to, if you're over 40, now's the time to start a YouTube channel. And a few of them were saying it's all on easy mode. Now, a lot of them have all had to come out and say, no, that wasn't true. They've had to apologize and stuff like that. But I set out initially to debunk that because YouTube is hard.
It's very hard. I had the same idea. I was thinking of making a video titled "YouTube is not on easy mode."
Yeah, I've done that.
I actually made a video talking about I don't remember the title, but I did make a video talking about how hard it is. Like, it's hard. Yeah. My channel is not monetized yet. I'm very close, but I've made money on YouTube. So speaking of like your point about talking about real numbers, I always show real numbers. So I have a video that's like how I made $5,494 on YouTube without being monetized.
Yeah.
Because I have made that much money. I went back and calculated it from YouTube without being monetized, and I showed exactly where that came from. And now it's been more than that. I was thinking of making a follow-up video, but yeah, I mean, like, I think that's really important. It's and something that I noticed, like, viewers have been on that video in particular have been commenting on, like, I really appreciate you saying a real number, because it's not like I made $1,500,000 on YouTube without being monetized, because I didn't. But like, I did make.
And it's because, and it's what I'm saying is, like, when someone sees those numbers, they become unbelievable, because there are people, they'll show you the stacks of cash, physically the stacks of cash, and you think, now from my perspective, because in Australia the banknotes are different. They're actually like a plastic polymer. They're not paper money. So to go to a bank and to say, oh, look, I need to take out a few $1,000s, right? Say $10,000. Because if I was to take out $2,000, it'd be like a stack of $100 notes. It'd only be like this big. But if it was, like 10,000, but there'd be questions asked. So the bank would say, like, do you really need that sort of cash, in like cash money sort of thing? And the funny thing is, like, Australians will tell you, if they see you counting your money in public, they'll say, yeah, put your money away. Don't let anybody see you do that, because you get robbed or whatever. But like, so we see, like, the Americans, usually the black Americans, they'll show wads of cash, like bragging and boasting, and it's just and I don't know whether it's fake money or what they're doing with it. But so I don't want to mention particular YouTubers that have a sort of a bad reputation, but there's a few YouTubers they'd been doing YouTube for about 5 years, and then all of a sudden their subscriber numbers went through the roof because they uploaded a viral video. It's all about how they quit their 9-to-5 job. Later on, you find out that people had been tracking everything that they've been doing, and they've been scamming other platforms. So now you've got, like, drama channels that are like, their content is all about how this other YouTuber is a scammer and all this sort of stuff. You need to watch out for yourself. And then they're tracking what they're doing, and they get views because it's drama. Yeah. And I don't like that. I'm
not into that kind of stuff. No.
So I can tell you that you'd be making more money, more viewers, more subscribers if you avoid the drama. Now, it's not as exciting, but it's better, because if you look at there's a website called Social Blade, where you can look at the stats and things of people's channels. And it's good for me to use it for my own channel, because I might look at an individual video and go, oh, geez, that didn't do very well. But then I look at my views, total views across the entire channel for the day. It's like, oh, okay, there's people still watching my content. Even if they're not looking at this particular video, they're still looking at other videos. And as you upload more and more video, like there's more options for people to choose from, and then there's more momentum and stuff like that, right? But when, like, going back to when people, so they'll get like this huge spike of subscribers, but then all of a sudden people start pointing out that, hang on, this isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
So then people watch those videos, and then the initial videos, the subscriber numbers start to drop as people realize, oh, hang on, this person's fake or whatever, or they're messing around with the numbers. So they'll delete videos, wait a few days, and then re-upload them, and so they're recycling content or whatever, or they're doing stuff that gets people's attention, it gets people talking about them. But I think that it's better to have like a slow and steady growth, because you build up a foundation of what you're doing. You're not making false promises.
Mm-hmm.
Like, say you might have earned over $5,000 in a month selling digital products or whatever, but is that transferable to somebody else? Have you been lucky? Is it your personality that helps to sell those products as well? Are women relating to your experience coming out of an abusive relationship? Those sorts of things. But it is funny when people talk about authenticity, and it is true, but I think in order to be authentic, you have to get to the point where you're comfortable enough to let go of any masks and this thing of this YouTuber mode. So a lot of what I do is very organic. It's not sitting down like this. If you do go and see my videos, it'll just be me walking out and about and talking about whatever's going on. It's not. I do want to do the more along the lines of what you do in terms of what you can learn from YouTube, sitting down, life lessons. So, for example, I'm 51 years old. I'm at a point where I can do, this is the videos where it's like, what I know now that I wish I knew when I was 20. Those sorts of videos.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of doing those, just sitting down like this. I'll close my door so that's not much of a distraction behind me. But
I didn't even notice your door was open until you said that.
Yeah. But yeah, things like that. There's all sorts of stuff that we can do. But it's sort of, it's weird. That's the other thing. There's a video I want to do where I'm just saying that YouTube, right, is made up of two words. You, right, yourself, your authentic self. But the word tube is from cathode ray tube, the old TV sets, right? The tube.
Oh,
But there's a double meaning there in that it's like the tube is like the internet cable. So you're broadcasting yourself. They used to have the line broadcast yourself before they were bought out by Google. Google actually removed that because they wanted to focus more on them presenting like what they wanted to present. It was less about the YouTube community and more about what they wanted to endorse and stuff like that. So, but it's YouTube. And the mental image that I had, even from the beginning, you know, remember Wayne's World, the movie Wayne's World?
Wayne's World, party time.
Yeah. So the premise of what they were doing is they had a cable TV show. So YouTube is pretty much a cable TV show. If you think about like you've got an intro, you've got a middle, and you've got an end, and you have it like end screens and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's your own TV show. That's why they're called channels.
Yep.
Like TV channels, right?
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people forget that, and obviously YouTube has evolved and grown, and people have developed like a certain style and things like that.
Well, it's always changing too. I think that's, like something, like you said, you've been doing YouTube for 17 years, and it's like, and now you're going to start experimenting with like more sit down videos and do like a different kind of style. It's like, it's always, I think that's part of what's so fun about doing it, is like, you can just always test out new things, grow, experiment, change, evolve. Like you don't have to just stay like in this one box. Well, you really can't. You have to grow and evolve. And also like trends change. I think, going back to like what you mentioned earlier about like the videos that were really popular, like YouTube is on easy mode. There is a truth in that. Like I will always stick by YouTube is not easy. But I understand their point of saying that it's on easy mode, which is essentially that social media is not social media anymore. It's interest media, meaning that subscribers and follower count doesn't really matter. Like you can make one video, and if it even if you have 0 followers or subscribers, your first video can reach tons of people, like, because the way that the algorithms on not only on YouTube but on all social media work now is that they serve up content based on people's interests. It's like it's customized for them, so it's not about followers. So anyways,
so that goes back to what I was saying about it being hyper localized as well. It's not just a particular interest, but also like a particular location. So it can be location based as well. So like I said, I was advertising a local event, and then the next day somebody had seen the video, and then they came and bought tickets to it. So there's that sort of, without knowing those people, now they were probably looking up on YouTube, or maybe even Google, and then the data that was mined when they did the Google search gets presented to them through when next time they're on like a YouTube or whatever. But so look, when it comes to actual easy mode, the reason I said that the easy mode was used was because these people had sort of become successful, and then people went, oh, this isn't, forgot to realize that there are outliers. So you might have like statistical things like trends of what can happen, but an outlier is someone who is outside of that main thing, and for some reason, whatever reason, they've gone viral. And it's usually because it's like you got people, and then everybody else goes, oh, that went viral, so we'll just copy it. So they were cutting and pasting a lot of the titles and the thumbnails. So and I would never do that, but it's that thing of, oh, this is how I quit my 9-to-5 job. And a lot of people are in 9-to-5 jobs where it's a very toxic environment. Not literally toxic, but like the emotional stuff. There's a lot of pressure just to, do overtime and trying to make ends meet, and cost of living and all that sort of stuff. So people are looking to escape their 9-to-5 job. So they're looking for side hustles and things like that, which is where digital marketing and stuff like that can come in. But when it comes to actual like easy mode stuff, I think there's a lot of overthinking, right? What am I going to do for this video? Whereas I'll record, and then I delete whatever I can't use, and then I just keep going until I get that one take that I like, and then I'll out whether or not I upload it, because there's some videos where I just went, you know what, that's a bit too personal, that'll get me in trouble with an employer or something like that. But this, I got 2 of these. My phone is actually plugged into one of these. It's a tripod, handheld tripod, right?
Nice.
but the legs come together, and so you can hold it. This is another piece. This was like a cheaper one.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I went to a camera store and got like this thicker version because it holds my phone in here. I press a button, it can fit like that, like the phone horizontally.
Mm-hmm.
I just, excuse the noise, but it just locks in. So then when I'm recording, and then I use the little lavalier mic with the windbreaker.
Mm-hmm.
I just pin it to my.
That's a good idea. I want to get one of those windbreaker things because, yeah. I like to film outside.
Yeah, there's a few of them. You don't need to go expensive at all. You can get some things really cheap, like under 30 US dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so
well, back to this thing that I unboxed earlier. This thing is supposed to reduce like wind noise too. So maybe I could even just start with it. Although it's kind of clunky and I got to attach it to my phone. But
I think that's more sort of designed for indoor use anyway.
Oh, okay.
So this is like just to show you my hand.
Yeah,
so
just
like
this
fits in the palm of my hand. So
it's like a little
the microphone is actually half the size of this. This is just the cover that you put on top. It's got a clip. It's a bit hard to see. Clip.
Mm-hmm.
It just clips on.
Nice. And what brand is that one?
Like you can't see that, but yeah, and it comes with the adapter for. Actually, what model phone do you have? Is it Samsung or?
Oh, nice. No, I have a. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, I think.
Okay. So this will have the. I don't know. Do you have this connection piece or?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So this comes with the model that I've got. It's a brand called. No. This is the other one that I've got. It's the Joby.
Joby.
Yeah. And this is sort of the image there, sort of the setup that I've got in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Just the tripod with the horizontal phone.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got multicolored the windbreaker things there.
Oh.
And it has different connections and stuff like that.
Cool.
But there's a yeah. So it's only, if you see it, it's only like really small. That's where the clip is. That's the microphone itself. It's only like really.
That's super small. Yeah.
Super small. So about the size of like in between my fingers like that. So you don't really need like a massive thing at all. But yeah, so for so I paid less than say 30 US dollars for what I use. This, the microphone, and the phone. Just go walking and talking and stuff like that. Sometimes you'll the viewers, the commenters and subscribers and things will leave comments about like where they want to see, like locations and stuff. But it also depends on your schedule and whether you've got time to be able to go out and film, because it's time intensive. But so I had a request to go to, where was it? The State Library. No, yeah, the State Library, which I haven't done. I went to the museum. It's just like these things are free entry, so you just try not to get caught filming, or you get permission beforehand, depending on what you're doing. But I've got a video about the museum. But it depends. Like, I think I said earlier in this video, where there are people that they get lots of views by rubbishing various suburbs and stuff, but they use like clickbait stuff. It's like, oh, the worst street in Adelaide, the West, notorious suburbs, and they use sinister music and things like that. But it depends on your intention, and I think it depends on like the kind of branding and image that you want to present. So yeah, and it is a thing where you don't. I think for women as well, I wonder whether women feel that they have to be made up or like presented in a certain way before they can even go on camera. And I think sort of letting go of that as well.
Yeah, a lot of women do, and actually I don't. I don't wear makeup, and a lot of that's actually been feedback that I've heard consistently is that like, thank you so much for not wearing makeup because I feel free now. Like I don't have to, you know? And so, yeah, it's like my alarm's going off. That's my, I need to have an alarm to tell me when I got to go, cause I got to get my daughter. But so I have to wrap this up, but yeah, I think just for me, cause I've been creating content online now for a few years, like something that has just been so freeing is like, I don't feel that I need to get made up or like I'm wearing a t-shirt and yoga pants. I don't have makeup on and my hair. Well, I have curly hair and I just let it air dry every day. That's how I show up in real life. That's how I walk around town in the real world. And so like, why can I not show up online like this? Like, you know what I mean? I'm very comfortable in my own skin. So yeah, anybody watching this, like if you feel like you have to like do your hair or wear certain clothes or put makeup on, you will feel a lot more free and like yourself. I mean, unless you like that, like if I liked wearing makeup, well, then I would wear it, but I don't. So I don't, but yeah, that being said, anyways, I could talk about that forever, but free yourself, people, just do your thing, be yourself. Shane, thank you so much for being here today. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah. Being one of my first guests, for this experiment of going live with StreamYard. And everybody catching the replay, I'll link everybody that showed up today. I'll link all their channels below so you can go find them, and we'll see you next time. Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Great day, everybody.